Amanda has accomplished something that no other Purdue woman ever has, an Olympic gold.
You know, she was just one of the normal people that walked in the door. No one knew that, you know, she had, you know, a gift of an internal engine that would allow her to go and achieve at that level. You know, you watch her on the machines, you watch her row, you watch her work out. You know, she just had that special thing going for her. There's nobody that probably, you know, was more competitive, that worked harder, and was more committed. And it was fun to watch.
So I started rowing at Purdue in 2009, and I was a walk-on novice. There are no high school rowing programs in the area, and so I didn't have that opportunity in high school, but both of my brothers rowed when they were at Purdue, and so I kind of always knew that I wanted to try the rowing team when I got here. And then, you know, during Boiler Gold Rush orientation, I was walking around campus, and they're always recruiting out there. I'm sure everyone has seen the rowing team recruiting on campus. And I think it was actually the novice coach that came up to me and said, like, hey, you're tall, you should join. And I said, actually, I was already going to. So I just went to the call out like everyone else does and joined the team and learned how to row here in my novice year.
Purdue crew is really comprised of 4 different groups, but we're one team. And the 4 groups are separated, men and women, because that's the way the competitions are. And then within those 2 groups, you have an experienced group, a varsity group that have rowed more than 1 year, and then you've got a novice group that is just their first year in rowing in college.
I was on the United States women's rowing team, and in rowing you can have different boat classes, so different size boats, and either sweeping or sculling and rowing, so 1 oar or 2 oars. And I was in the women's 8, which we all had 1 oar, and there are 8 of us with a coxswain, so 9 women in the boat. And the coxswain, she doesn't row, she just steers the boat and motivates us to go faster, tells us where we are compared to other crews. There's 8 of us in the boat and 4 on each side, so 4 ports and 4 starboards, and we sit all facing backwards towards the coxswain, and we're all doing the same thing, but I sat in stroke seat, which is closest to the coxswain, which means that I wasn't following everybody and everyone can see me. And so you could say I was setting the rhythm for the boat, although by the time you get to the Olympic final, we're all rowing the same rhythm and we're all just going as hard as we can. When I was at Purdue, probably my best finish was my sophomore year at the Dadville Regatta in Philadelphia, which is kind of our culminating race. I was in the women's varsity 8 and we won. And we were not expected to win, and that was an amazing experience. And from that, we got to race at the Women's Henley Regatta in Henley, England. And they paid for our trip over there, and that was my first international race. And just like to be a part of that was awesome. So yeah, that was a great memory.
So Purdue crew is what is it? It's a place where you know, student athletes can come and have a common goal and be with people that have the same characteristics, same traits, same vision, same sense of value and respect for each other. You know, if you're competitive, you got a place. If you've got good work ethic, if you're committed, if you got those 3 things, then you've got a place to hang your hat. And you know, an individual like Amanda, you know, exemplifies that, you know, on the very high scale.
Coach Cusick at Purdue is awesome. He has created this program and the culture that Purdue crew runs under, and it's just an amazing environment to train. I think the coolest part of this is how he incorporates the alumni into the program, and he puts pictures up on the wall in the boathouse when you've won a medal. So it's always been kind of like we want to medal so we can get our faces up on the boathouse too, and you want to be as good as those people who came before you. Being on the team at Purdue was an amazing experience. It's awesome to be part of a family here outside of school, and you know, after class you come down here and you have all your best friends here, and you get to do a workout with them, and then we travel and race on the weekends. It was an amazing experience, and I never took it for granted.
I think all of our students here, just because of everything they do to make the program exist, plus them being students, plus them being athletes, has, three main things on their plate. They're students, they're athletes, and then they've got to have a social life here. And learning to balance those three things really sets up the individual for a good life balance once they graduate. We probably graduate, 99.9% of our athletes, students in 4 years to 5 years. Never beyond that. Everybody that leaves the program is walking out the door with a job in hand. It's just really pretty special.
Purdue taught me a lot of the values that I've been using throughout my whole rowing career. So, how to work hard, how to work with a team, communication skills with my team. And Purdue taught me never to set any limits on myself. Rowing, it's just such a character building sport, and I think that that's something I'll carry after rowing and into my career. Definitely the confidence is a huge thing. Being able to perform under pressure, racing in competitive environment, that's just something that I'll use no matter what job I'm doing, and being able to know that I'm not perfect, but I can do the best I can, and I've trained for this, and I can do it, and that's something that is really special for me. At Purdue, all of my professors, especially in the biology department, were always very supportive of my rowing and doing academics. It's really great that I was able to balance that. Especially Dr. Minchella, my freshman biology teacher. He continues to be super supportive. My research advisor, Esteban Fernandez, I know he didn't always want me to leave lab to go to practice or go to races on the weekends, but he was always understanding, and as long as I got the work done, he was happy with me. And so just the whole biology department and the College of Science was really supportive through all of it, and I'm really happy to represent them. I just think it's so cool that at Purdue there's so many different opportunities for students, and I picked the rowing team and it was the best decision I've ever made, but I have friends that did other clubs and sports, and I think it's so cool that Purdue is such a big school, but there are so many different opportunities and things you can do, and I'm just so happy to have been a part of this team. This reception they're having for me today is so crazy because I don't feel like I'm any different than I was when I'm on the team. When I'm here in the boathouse, I feel like, I should be taking oars down or washing a boat or something, but they're having this big reception that's for me, and that's just such an honor, and I'm really, really proud. Being the first woman to win a gold for Purdue, that is so amazing. That's not something I realized going into the Olympics, and that is a huge honor. I really hope that being the first woman to win a gold medal for Purdue will inspire other women to, come to this level, or even if they're not, maybe their dreams aren't to go to the Olympics, just inspire them in some way. That is awesome that I would be able to do that.